Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Paradox Machine. I am sorry I'm running a little bit late on this. I know that most people have already put out their opinion pieces and the reaction videos to this, but as everybody knows, last week the Game Awards have come and gone, and with that we got our first peek into the 6th gen Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Wilds. It has officially been released, and with that we got a little bit of a concept art type thing. Cinematic reveal trailer, if you will. I don't think it's anything to do with real gameplay or anything like that yet. Like I say, I'm gonna go ahead and call this concept art. I think it's just something that Capcom put together to throw to their fans just so that they can say, look, we are working on this. Here's a little bit of something. Enjoy this, speculate, have fun, and make all your guesses and theorize about everything that we could possibly be doing. But I wanted to go ahead and we are going to just watch that real quick, and then I am going to give you a little bit of my thoughts on everything, and then maybe discuss a little bit of the theories that have been bouncing around the channel's Discord server. If you're not a member of that, go ahead and you can find the link for that down below. That'll take you over there and you can join in the conversation over there. But let's just go ahead and dive into this. I mean, already this is getting very open world concept kind of vibes to me. Very intense, very dramatic opening. It reminds me of the things from Final Fantasy, the big chicken things. What are they called? Chocobo. That's what they are. Colorful chocobo. Lots and lots of small monsters, it looks like. Some endemic life there too. And there we go. Gorgeous. Just, you know, a little bit over a minute, like a minute and a half of action here. A little bit less than that, actually. Got the new logo. There we go. Nice. And then just Rathalos has to poke his head in and say hello to everybody. You gotta love it. Hey, Rathalos. And it's coming in 2025. I like that they actually announced which consoles that we were going to be seeing there. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to this real quick. I thought it was really cool. So we get kind of this open world aspect thing going here. And if you look just like kind of right into the center here and off to the right over here, it looks like we're getting a lot of the Wild Spiral Waste type things, which is kind of giving me, you know, giving me the opinion that maybe this is going to be much more open world than we've ever seen in a Monster Hunter. Because if you look over to the left, you see definite forest right over here. And then if you look way back in the back, right over the top of the character over here on his chocobo, you see something that might look like possibly a coral highlands, or maybe even like a hoarfrost reach, like a frost region type thing poking up with some like white peaks. I don't know if I'm reading into that a little bit too much. I could be. But we definitely have some mountainous regions over here, some dry regions over here, and a forest region over here, which kind of makes me think this is going to be like a compounded experience, like what we experienced in the Guiding Lands in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. It's just, I think what they're trying to hint at here is possibly that this is going to be very open world. So basically what we experienced in the Guiding Lands is going to be the entirety of the 6th gen game, which is really cool. And we'll go way back in even more. We see a lot of these effects. A lot of lightning, which, like, where was that? Right here. We see all these weather effects, and we're in this, like, almost pyroclastic cloud-looking thing. I think it's probably just meant to be, like, a sandstorm or something, but, I mean, it was definitely rolling like a pyroclastic cloud. We see a lot of lightning here, which makes me wonder if they're going to bring in elemental hazards into the game, possibly. Because it is striking really close to us and we're really moving through it, you know, like we're trying to escape something, which makes me wonder exactly if this is going to be an elemental thing that we're going to have to compromise with. We already deal with hot and cold in most games, Rise being the exception, but I wonder if now we're going to have to, you know, craft our sets to set up for, you know, if lightning is going to be a hazard or sandstorms are going to be a hazard. It's a lot of food for thought here, which would be cool. And then this is the infamous scene. I know Gaijin Hunter has talked about it a lot. I've talked about it with people in my Discord server, but as you can see, the character is rocking the greatsword right here. And then in this little pouch that's on the mount that we're riding here, you can definitely see the butt end of what appears to be a light bowgun, which begs the question, are we going to bring 2 sets or 2 weapon types into a hunt? I don't know for certain if that is going to be a thing, and it does bring in a whole world of problems, in my opinion, that they're going to have to really set up a lot of systems for. We'll have to see, though. But those were the big things that really kind of stood out to me, other than this mount thing in and of itself. We can discuss that here in a moment. But I think that is probably the coolest parts of this trailer so far. I don't know when or how we're going to get anything else, if we're going to be getting any kind of information anytime soon. I think it'll be probably mid to 2024 before we see anything else about this game. But it's a lot of food for thought. But let's talk about what we have learned. Let's talk about what we have learned really quick, because I think, like I said, we're going to have an open world concept for Monster Hunter, which is an entirely new concept. That's not something we've ever had to deal with before outside of the Guiding Lands. And the Guiding Lands I thought was excellently executed as it was. It was a grind. It was a lot of, you know, repetitive gameplay, but it brought in a fluidity to your hunts that I thought made Monster Hunter World Iceborne's end game so much more enjoyable, in my opinion. I know a lot of people had issues with it, but in my opinion, just the fluidity of all your hunts, being able to just jump from one monster right to the next, really brought in a lot of fun. Hopefully that's kind of the concept they're going with here. We'll have to wait and see. The mount thing, I think, is an interesting concept. It seems like they're going to be bringing back some of the Palamute type stuff. At least that's what it seems from this trailer. The tool weapon thing. Now, I've had this discussion with the people in my Discord server, and I don't know exactly how that's going to work. I'm sorry, my dog's freaking out behind me over here. I don't know how it's going to work out, because if you're bringing 2 weapons, that means that you're going to have to be able to build a set for 2 weapons. Now, is that going to work like how it is in Monster Hunter Rise, where you have switch skills, where you can switch from, you know, red to blue at basically the touch of a button? Or is it going to be something where you have to find a way to find some kind of equilibrium in your one set that will allow you to use both weapons simultaneously and coherently? I don't know how that would work. It would be very complicated, in my opinion, but that is the other part of this. As most people know, Monster Hunter games usually come with each generation. They add a little bit something new, some kind of new mechanic that they want you to play around with. We've had stuff like underwater combat. In Monster Hunter World, we had the Clutch Claw and the Slinger. And in Monster Hunter Rise, of course, we have wire bugs. Now, is this going to be the new mechanic? Instead of having a Clutch Claw or a wire bug or a Slinger, are we going to have to build for 2 sets? Is that the new mechanic? I don't know. I think it's an important question for us to be discussing. But once again, all of this is highly speculative. We don't really know anything, and we probably won't know for a very long time. The last thing that I wanted to discuss comes way at the end of this video, and that's this stuff right here. So as you can see, we have already confirmed through this trailer we will be getting this game for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and through Steam, of course. So we'll have it on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. I don't see anything on this as of now. I don't know if anybody else knows anything different, but right now I don't see anything about Nintendo on this. And if Nintendo does not release their next-gen console very soon, I doubt we're going to. But that begs the question. We've been requesting it for, at least people in my circles, I should say. I don't know about everybody else, but people in my circles have been requesting and begging and wishing for crossplay for a very long time in Monster Hunter games, because everybody plays on a different system, and if you play on a different system, you're just kind of out of luck. You're not going to be able to play with your other friends. Is this going to be the generation? Are we able to finally play with people across all platforms? And even if it isn't cross-play, so you can't play with somebody who's on PlayStation while you're on PC, are they at least going to make it cross-save? that would be a great plan in my opinion. At least it's an option. If they can't manage to have the servers be cross-play, can we at least get some cross-save? So if I'm starting a save file on PlayStation and I also want to play with people on PC, I don't have to start two independent save files. I just bounce it between accounts. That would be pretty cool. It's a good compromise, I think. But really, once again, highly speculative. All this is, in my opinion, is concept art, and we're really just gonna have to wait until next year, most likely, all the way into the summer of next year, most likely, to find out anything hard, concrete. But with that said, guys, I just think that this is a good place to leave this off. I just wanted to toss around a few of my opinions, see what other people thought, and see if anybody wanted to have any kind of discussion in the comments down below. But with that said, guys, I want to thank all of you for stopping by and watching this video. If you're new here and you appreciate this type of content, please go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications. That way you don't miss the next time I post a new video. And if you want to catch me live, I am over on Twitch as well. There should be a link for that down below, right next to the Discord link. If you want to join up on either of those, go ahead and click those links and they'll take you where you got to go. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later.